Brodes Media.
This is not going to be a fun experience for me today. Aaron Nola did not look good last night in Game 2 of the doubleheader. And you may be thinking, Brodes, there is just no way you can defend him anymore. And to that, I say you're wrong. I still believe the Aaron Nola that we saw against Arizona and the Aaron Nola that we saw against the Chicago Cubs is in there somewhere. Am I drunk? No. Did I need surgery to the point where I'm on Percocets? No. Am I stoned? No. He's not this bad. He's not this bad. That's what I keep coming back to. I'm willing to put up this fight. I'm willing to die on this hill. And you should respect that. Now, there are some of you that think I was avoiding this show. No. There was just a lot happening yesterday. The Eagles got their schedule release. That takes precedent over a St. Louis Cardinals series. Okay? The Fly Guys hired Rick Tocchet, new head coach in town. That takes precedent. There was an off day today. This was always going to be the recording day. Use the noggin, people. Use the noggin. We're going to take a lot of your phone calls. I'm going to give all of you the opportunity to roast, to crush Nola, to get all the feelings off your chest. And I'll react accordingly. But that's the way that this show's going to be set up. I don't know what to tell you. Other than when I watched Nola ball out against Arizona and Chicago, it's there. It's there. I don't know why he just had the worst damn start of his career. I don't know. I don't get it. There's one area of concern for me. One. That even made me laugh. But I said this more with an overhead view of the Phillies year after year after year. And it does apply perfectly. All jokes aside, it does apply perfectly to maybe what's happening with Aaron Nola, because when this does go down, I do have to peel back the layers and wonder what occurred to make this happen. When you go to the postseason and go all the way to Game 6 of the World Series, you go to the postseason, go all the way to Game 7 of the NLCS. You go to the postseason year after year as a workhorse pitcher who eats as much innings as he eats. I said this about Wheeler. I said this about Nola. I said this about a lot of just the guys that you rely heavily on. I do wonder if there's going to be sort of a payment where you have to take a hit, where there is a cause and an effect. And maybe we are reaching some of the effect with Nola. And the scary part is the contract. But I'm not ready to pull the plug on this yet. I'm not giving up yet. There may be a time, but it's May, mid-May. And trust me, it's not where I want to be mid-May. But let's see what this looks like as we bleed into June, mid-June. You ready for this take? I think Nola internalizes this. I do. I think he uses this as fuel to be a fucking killer. Now, you think he's not a killer because of his demeanor, because he doesn't pump 98, 99. There's other ways to do it. He'll do it in an Aaron Nola-like way. Walking off the mound, fixing the shoulders after the 6th inning when he's shoving when there's a shutty going on. His pitch count is only at 79. He's still got ways to go. Feeling himself, curveball dancing, two-seamer coming into left-handed hitters, perfectly catching the inside part of the play. That's the blue behind the dish. As the hitter drops his bat. You know, it's a shame because as much as I do want to discuss what actually happened in the series, and we will, the Nola thing is a black cloud on this team after that specific series with St. Louis. Because there were other things. I mean, look, game one, I wasn't really angry with the group after the game was over. You lose 3-2. And it was one of those games where I was actually watching the team fight. They go down 1-0 in the fourth. Bottom half of the fourth, you tie it 1-1. The Cardinals score in the top of the sixth. You respond in the bottom of the sixth. Boom, instantly. Now it's tied 2-2. And Matt Strahm came into the game, allowed a solo shot. You're down 3-2. And the only other opportunity you had in the game, if my memory serves me correctly, is the eighth inning with Bryson Stott. And ironically enough, with a couple base runners on, you were facing JoJo Romero, and he flied out. And then, you lost the game. But it wasn't anything where, I'm punching the TV, I'm screaming, I'm so angry and pissed off. It's just a baseball game where there wasn't a lot to it. You just dropped one. And you got to remember, St. Louis was coming into this series with about an 8-game win streak going on, so they just continued to build off that momentum. Not that the teams they were competing with were anywhere close to the talent level as the Phillies were, and of course, coming into a hostile environment like that, it's not the same as facing the Nationals. It's not the same as facing Pittsburgh, and I don't even know where those series were at. If some of them were at Busch Stadium, if they were on the road, I don't know. But the truth is, the Cardinals were able to kind of keep that momentum rolling. But the Phils did get a chance to win the series with that final game on, what was that, Wednesday night? Aaron Nola struggled a little bit because of what they did in that afternoon game. Now, I was actually at the ballpark. It was a rainy day. My first time at the ballpark this season. It took me way too long to get to CBP, but they found a way. Now, there were some ugly moments. Trey Turner down at second base doesn't know how to apply a tag twice. He got lucky as hell with the replay that they still called the one runner out with a tag to the chest arm area, but he has no idea. I mean, Marchand threw the ball down to second. He tries to apply the tag before he even catches the ball. Then the ball, spurts away, if that's even a word that makes sense. And then the other tag, he can't tag. He can't tag. Marchand on the bases, bad. What else was there? Oh, Stock getting gunned out at home on a blooper, bad. But Bryce getting a big RBI was incredible. And really, I think the bullpen was the story in that one, considering Kerkering came in a big spot for Jose Alvarado after a couple base runners were on. Good for Kerkering. You need that for confidence. And speaking of confidence, Romano was insane. It starts to seem like Romano is getting these outings where it's no sweat. It's no BS. It's just straight up business. If you get him back... And I wonder how much they are really, really, really trying to lock him in as the closer so they can be more flexible with Jose Alvarado. Do they really love the idea of Jose Alvarado being the closer, or was that just what they needed to do because they didn't have any other option? Whereas their vision was Romano being that eighth guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this, and maybe if the pockets of the other team's batting order lines up differently, maybe the ninth would go to Alvarado based off lefties, and Romano would maybe get the eighth, and maybe it truly is a flip-flop. You'd think by now I know, considering we've watched the Rob Thompson experience for a while, but I do think deep down, if you hooked up Dave Dombrowski to a lie detector test and you locked up Rob Thompson to a lie detector test as well, they had to be super honest. They'd say, yeah, we would love for Romano to be the guy that we just go to whenever you need to shut down a game. 1 run, 2 runs. He's out there mowing people down, 95, 96, whatever, just throwing high gas and being able to be efficient, effective effective and smooth and no base runners and clean. And there is starting to be a sense where that's coming along. But every time I've said that so far with him, you end up getting smacked in the face with reality. So it's maybe coming, maybe not. You know, real quick, by the way, on the whole Aaron Nola thing, before we get to your phone calls, which is just going to be a fun time for me, I bet, is, yo, Rob, why are you falling asleep at the wheel, my guy? You a little tired? 2 games in one day? It's really crushing you? You know, I think Aaron Nola deserves the respect of a guy. We're going to sit you down here. All right? Just not your day. You had a bad day. What are you going to do? Yeah, we all have bad days. You had a bad day before. I've had a bad day before. Aaron Nola had a bad day. Topper's job is to put the team in the best position possible whenever someone's having a bad day. Where was Topper? That's protection. That's protection. I think I'm angrier at Topper. Come on, dude. Right? And who knows? Maybe that game changes. Instead of losing 14-7, maybe you're in the dogfight still. Why are you sleeping? When I saw the Phillies go up early, putting up numbers, JT, right? You just start right out of the gate firing. After you won the first game in the doubleheader, you're going, dude, this team is going to find a way to win this series, huh? This team is going to continue this ride that they're on of knocking teams down and even a hot team coming in. That's not enough to stop the Phils. Yeah. Yeah. My emotions changed rather quickly. It got out of hand. It was a bad day. We've all had bad days.